Welcome to the Comfort Keepers Davy podcast, where we elevate the human spirit. Here's your host, Kristi Gurule.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Comfort Keepers Davy podcast. I'm your co-host, Jeremy Wolf, joined by your host, Kristi Gurule. Kristi, how are you doing today?
Good morning.
Glorious of Fridays. It seems like we're always meeting on Fridays, doesn't it?
It's all right. It's kind of like a great recap of our week, and people are excited about the weekend. I mean, I don't know what you do on the weekends, but sometimes it is nice to look forward to a weekend.
Yeah, Netflix and chill. We take it easy around these parts as I get older. So
to each their own.
Yeah. No. So speaking of the week, I want to do something a little bit off the cuff, a little bit new today. You had mentioned that sometimes issues just come up, topics just come up throughout the week and seem to be recurring issues. And this week, it was all about bathing. Exactly. And how it pertains to home health care. So please share with us what came up this week and give us some tips, insights, things that we should know about bathing as it pertains to home health care.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to start off by asking you, Jeremy.
Yes,
I want you
ask,
to
please.
Think about a time where it doesn't even matter what you were doing, but let's just say life got in the way, kids, schedules, and you've gone a couple days without a shower, right? But we're virtual, right? So I'm not sitting next to you. I can't smell you. I can't feel your aura. But what I'm saying is, how does that make you feel? Like, how did that affect your whole self, right? When you don't shower for a day or two, just first thing.
It's huge, right? You feel a little gross.
Blah, right?
Yeah,
that's the best way that I can put it. You feel down.
Absolutely.
You feel down. And I think that, without it being like busy schedule, this is for every single person. If we're sick, and we're at home and we're off work for a while and we're laying in bed, like even 24 hours, just like laying there, we feel oftentimes much better once we take a shower. Once we clean ourselves.
100%. Actually, let me interject here. My son, who's 9, he would have a hard time for a while taking a shower before going to sleep. And he plays virtual reality. He's outside. He's like disgusting, right? He needs to take a shower. And he would give us a tantrum and he wouldn't want to go in. And my wife set up a routine with him. And now he's to the point where he enjoys going in because he recognizes now that he feels so much fresher laying down to go to sleep before cleaning himself. So yeah, it's interesting.
So I like to tie it in that this is not just something that impacts one demographic of our population, right? It impacts everybody. And this week, the topic has been everything around bathing and showering. So I was approached by a client this week, a prospective client who we had a very in-depth private conversation because, this is a very private part of our daily routine, right? And she confided in me and said, Kristi, I haven't been able to take a shower. This is going to be crazy. It floored me, Jeremy, in 2 years. Wow. I have not been able to. Now, my mind starts going through all of the reasons why, right? I'm jumping to conclusions because I've talked to plenty of people who've experienced a fall, or maybe their bathtub or shower is not working properly. So I wanted to know more. So tell me more. And she shared with me that she's not comfortable being able to get in when she has nobody else in her home. She is worried about the potential of a fall. She also further explained that it's harder for her to clean her back, to reach, and due to some other physical limitations, raising her arms above her head, it's just become more difficult. And so she explained to me that, yes, the sink baths are working, ish. But she then said that after a certain amount of time, she became so depressed that she didn't want to leave her home. She dropped out of clubs that she used to be in.
I bet.
Communities that she had. She's like, I stopped going because I was embarrassed. I'm prideful. I don't know who to ask for help. And so she's calling to see if there is a way that I could come in and just help with that one thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. This opened an entire, new outlook on how important bathing is. So this conversation started at the beginning of the week. I can't even make that up. By the end of the week, this conversation has now been happening in our local nursing homes and our assisted living facilities. Because what we experience in these settings, not in someone's home, but what we experience is an overall shortage of staff. It's very, very hard. You have nurses who are working their butts off, and then people get sick. Then you have a nurse who can't help do the bathing in a nursing facility that afternoon. So now you have residents that are not on their routine. So how can Comfort Keepers come in and still ensure that your loved one is getting their personal care? So this whole week has been centered around bathing, showering. Another story, I'm all about stories. Mom and dad. Dad's helping mom. Dad's worried about mom falling. Mom's worried about dad falling. Together, they're kind of creating their own hazards, right? So dad's doing his best to help wash mom's hair. Mom's doing her best to help dad shave, and it is not working out. It's just not the best, right? So stress, if you try to put yourself in their shoes, like how stressful is that, right? You have your own physical limitations. And so this week, we've always helped people in their homes with showers, with anything that they need. But this week was really an eye-opener of, listen, we need to do something specialized. And so we've completely developed this niche within our roster of amazing, skilled, qualified caregivers to be our bathing buddies. Right? So dignity in every drop is what I'm calling it. Our bathing buddies to come in and help shower, bathe, and we'll get out of your hair. But we will make sure that the environment is safe when we leave. Everything is dried. You're dressed and cleaned and ready to go. We're in and out. It's private. We're professional. And I feel so good about that because to hear the relief through a woman's voice over the phone was everything. It really, really was.
I love it. So many great things there. It does seem like a topic that is easily swept under the rug and it just goes unnoticed and it could turn into such an issue. Like that client that went 2 years. I can't imagine how much of a weight was lifted when she spoke to you and opened up and found a solution for that. That must have been incredible for her. And I love bathing buddies. Yeah. That's really wonderful.
Listen, I like to have fun with things, right? Because if that's one thing you can get through all of this is that we're a lively group. We're full of energy. And again, we're trying to make it lighter, but also professional. And the thing that is sometimes the hardest to ask for help with, it's a very, very private event. So we are going to be professional about it. But yeah, bathing buddies.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. I might need to get a bathing buddy involved in my own operation pretty soon. As I said, I was telling you before, I put this new bathtub in and it's so high up that it's not an issue for me now, but I could see as I get older and my body starts to ache and I get it becomes more and more difficult to do things that were easier earlier on. I could see that being a problem. So if
you need me to come in and do a safety assessment, I will for you, Jeremy.
You'll be my bathing buddy. Oh goodness.
I'll make the recommendations for the safest bathroom around.
I think, God willing, I got another 10, 15 years, hopefully 20 before I need to go down that path. But you never know, right? So there's folks that have all sorts of issues that might prohibit them from taking care of that. And, it could always be good to get some help and raise awareness for that, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, and ultimately, the whole development of this was really to say that for those who truly just need this one major thing, right, that's going to set the tone for the day. it's going to impact your mental health, your overall wellness, your whole body health. Like, let us come in and just do that. And then we'll leave, but we'll do it routinely. On the routine, we'll do a full bathing assessment to be able to bathe or shower you with exactly the products that you use and the steps that you take. So again, still very, very personalized, but to enable someone to continue what they're doing that they're now stepping back from just out of fear and their mental health due to no bathing.
Now, of your general client pool, like the overwhelming majority of the clients that Comfort Keepers helps, is the bathing a big part of that in terms of the kind of approach that you take, or is it something that...
I mean, absolutely. So when we come in and we meet with our prospective clients and their families, we go over everything that we could help them with. And oftentimes we are helping with some aspect of their personal care of bathing or grooming. So even if it's just setting up the bath or setting up the shower, setting out everything, we're still there as a standby. God forbid there's anything that they may need, we're there to be able to grab it for them. And other times we are very much hands-on. We're doing everything from a bed bath to a, shower assist to helping them wash their hair because again, they can't reach or scrub, all of those things. We personalize it to every single individual that we serve.
So I could see how for some that could be a little uncomfortable having somebody present with you through that process. How do you typically go about lightening that load, if you will, or that easing that uncomfortability that somebody might have about kind of getting undressed in front of somebody and having that help that they need? How do you kind of open that conversation and speak to somebody to get them more comfortable with that process?
Absolutely. So it all starts with our assessment, which is done by our RN, Sharon. She's phenomenal. And meeting face-to-face with a family, letting them know what the steps are. We don't just send a stranger in to help you shower. Nobody.
Yeah. Get in the bathroom, strip down, get in there.
No, we don't at all. So that's our first bridge, our first connection point. The second is a family meet and greet. We want you to meet the person that's going to be coming into your home. That caregiver is fully aware of every single thing that this individual is asking for, how they're asking for it, and then what the completion would look like. So from the very beginning to that meet and greet, there's already, a familiarity, a comfort level. And then at the very first time that we come to do our shift, to be able to be there, we've already met, right? But that very first shift, our nurse is going to also be there. I mean, we're talking about a nurse for over 36 years who is coming alongside an already trained caregiver just to be there as extra support and encouragement, right? To make sure that everything runs and goes as smoothly as we are saying that it will. And that right there, just so many extra personalized touches, very intentional, very relational, helps everybody feel more comfortable.
Love it. Love it, Kristi. Always doing great work.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
We're excited about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to forget the bathing buddies really stuck with me. And I like a little playful aspect of it to lighten it up for folks. Just appreciate all the great work you're doing in the community. Unless there's anything else you'd like to share, I guess we can wrap this one up. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Get ready for your weekend.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time. Everyone, take care.
Thank you for listening to the Comfort Keepers Davie podcast. For more information, visit comfortkeepers.com or call 954-947-7954.